Hey guys, Rival Boss here, and today I'm bringing you something a little bit different, but something very close to my heart. Whenever you're not playing your arcade or one-up machine with your RetroPie in it, what's a good way to play some retro gaming? Well, I'm going to introduce, you probably already know, but this is a video about the PSP. And the PSP is an amazing little machine that you can pick up for dirt cheap right now. It comes in a couple models. It comes in the first generation model where you either have the 1000, 2000, or 3000. The differences are, this is a 2000 by the way. The differences are the 1000 model is usually made, is usually made a little bit thicker, and it had kind of better grips on the back here. It didn't have as good of a screen, and it had a little bit of ghosting issues, but it was built like a tank. Those things lasted forever. The 2000 model, which I have here, has the video out, so you can plug it into a TV. It had a little bit slimmer and lighter weight to it, and it had a better screen and better battery life. The 3000 model, basically is a lot like the 2000 model here, but the screen changed a little bit to add kind of like a scan line effect, and also had better coloration. The only thing is you either love or hate the screen. And then after that, went to this kind of model, which is the PSP GO. The PSP GO is really cool because it is much smaller, and as you can see, everything's hidden away. The only problem with it is all digital. So if you want to also pick up these UMD disc, which it has a UMD drive back here, I'll pop it open real quick here. Right there. UMD drive right there for UMD disc. The Go will not have that. And what are UMD disc, you might ask? They're the games. This is originally how the games came. Let me move this out of the way here. This is a game for the PSP, and as you can see, they're like little discs like this, which are actually tiny little CDs that are inside of little cartridges. Now these games are dirt cheap to begin with. Like, this is one of the more sought after games. Not really sought after, but just a game that you'd want to pick up for it. And it's $10, so they're dirt cheap. You can find them as cheap as like $4 to $10 right in there. Expensive titles will go for about $20, so they're dirt cheap. And then also you have let me put these back in here. So the other big thing is the 2000 model, the 1000, 2000, 3000 model, they all have very easily to expand memory. The memory, first off, it goes over here on this little side over here, if I can get it open. Right there. Yep. And the nice thing about these are, first off, the little memory sticks to begin with are Pro Duos, and these are actually pretty cheap still today. Like, you could pick up a 4 to 8 or even a 16 for probably $10 or less. These go for dirt cheap. But if you don't want to do that and you want to have a big card, they also now sell these Pro Duo adapters to micros, and you can take your little micro SD that you're using in your Pi, put it in there, format it obviously, and put it into your your PSP here, and you're going to have a ton of games. So the other neat thing about these are they're very easy to hack in 2019, like super easy. I'll put a link in the description. This isn't going to be a video on how to hack them. If anybody doesn't understand it and needs me to make a video, I can later. But these things are so easy to hack. And, once you hack them, I'll boot them up here. Once you hack them, you can get so many games on them. And I'm going to just really quickly go over some of the video games and emulators that you can get on these things. But I mean, we're talking Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16, Sega Genesis, PlayStation, the PSP games themselves, Capcom 1 and 2, MAME works good, some N64 works good, but anything like that earlier before, Sega CD, etc., etc. work really good on this. And as you can see here, I have, because of that the stick here, I have hacked this thing, and you can just basically put ISOs on it. This is the software that I use to hack it. 6.61 Infinity is what you want to get. But yeah, after that, I mean, I have, let's see how many games I have on this thing, right? And you stop on each one of these, by the way, and they go into a screen. Like, look at how many games I have on this 128. This is what I have. Oh, this is a good one too, by the way. And I mean, these are actual really good games. And these are all on that one SD card. And then I also have emulators on here. And and a Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, all that stuff's in there. Like I said, they even have custom old PS1 ones. Like, this is the Police Not in English. So that's really cool. So anyway, I'm just going to show you guys what these things have and what you can get. Another thing I forgot to tell you is these are also heavily modifiable as far as what themes you want to put in here. I've already just installed a few themes, but just to kind of show you the level of detail, like I installed the custom ones, where basically these were made by Sony, and as you can see, real easily customized. But I mean, there is so many of these things. Like, I've got a Metroid theme, I've got a Mario theme somewhere, and this one's really neat. This is a Gladius one, and yeah, you can just, after you make yourself have custom firmware, you can make these really cool changes to the background as well, like just your HUD. It's real neat. So this is just a game playing on a PSP 2000. Where's my gas? Oh, there it is. Oh, shit. Oh. Punk. No. If you haven't ever played this version of Ghouls and Ghosts, it's pretty awesome. We're in a boss fight here. But yeah, I mean, why would you not want one of these for that type of price? You know what I mean? So you're going to load a new ROM here. And as you can see, I've loaded this thing with a ton of games. But we're going to go ahead and boot up Castlevania Bloodlines here. So we're just going to boot this thing up. And as you can see, this game runs great on this PSP. Gonna wait for the Konami. Look at that. Even the Konami sounds good. We're gonna go ahead and start it. Yeah, Castlevania Bloodlines. Like, how cool is that? This game is going to be coming out on the Sega Genesis Mini. It's been announced. Oops, I didn't press start quick enough. But I mean, it's running at full speed here. It looks great. You know, as far as portability goes. Let's see if I can focus a little bit. Pretty neat, right? Sorry, I'm just trying to get a good screen there. But yeah, as you can see, it's running at full speed. Looks great. Yeah, not much more to say about that. Like, it's a phenomenal game, you know? So here's just a very quick representation of it playing Final Fantasy IX. Pretty neat. Pretty impressive. Yeah, there's lots of these PSP classics, ISOs, and backups that you can get, and you can also, you know, put them on from your PlayStation 3 and stuff like that and play these. Really neat. Super Nintendo, Nintendo. As you can see, I've got a bunch on here, and we're just going to boot up something that actually never was in Super Mario 6. Super Mario Brothers 6. Wait a minute, is this Tiny Toons? Oh, jeez. Let's just get through the gameplay here. Okay, and then lastly, we have this is the Super Nintendo emulator. And I'm going to focus it here, and we're going to go down to Chrono Trigger. And you can see my face. What's up, guys? But as you can see, runs pretty dang good. Oops, I should let the whole trigger go. We're just going to go ahead though so I can show you. Pretty cool, right? So, how much can you get these things for? Well, a 1000 model of this will probably go for anywhere from 20 to 50 bucks. You can find one. A 2000 like I have here, probably around 40 to 60 bucks. A 3000 model, about the same, maybe slightly more, you know, 45 to 65 bucks. And then these PSP GOs, which are really neat, by the way, and they are expandable as far as memory goes. I forgot to say earlier, they use an M2 card. It's just they never made one bigger than a 16 gig. So the most you can get out of this without modding it is 32. And you can mod it. They do have a little chip you can put in there, and then it installs into the back. By the way, I didn't show the back. You can, the battery and the memory card are right here on the back, so you just remove this back plate. And they do have a adapter, so you can use a micro SD in there. But as far as like easily accessible, popping it into the side, you need to get these M2 cards. And they're not too expensive. They're not like Vita cards or anything. But these PSP GOs, the white model will run you around 100 to 150. The black model you can get as low as 80 to about 110 maybe for a nice one. And by the way, I do recommend you getting these nice glass. If you didn't notice, I have these nice clear coats, glass see-through cases on both of these. They're dirt cheap. On Amazon, you can get both of them for under 10 bucks. And I just highly recommend them. I mean, it keeps the systems looking flawless. So lastly, I just want to show you guys, I stuck another card in here. Basically, you have your Capcom 1 and Capcom 2 emulators. There is also a MAME, there's a TurboGrafx. There is like, I want to say close to probably 20 to 30 emulators for the PSP. But I was going to show you real quick just basically a Capcom 2 emulator running here. And they all run really good. The only ones I will say have kind of noticeable slowdown I saw. Some Super Nintendo games will have a little bit of slowdown, and some N64 games will have definitely slowdown. But all these old arcade games work really good. There's a Final Burn Alpha version. We're going to boot up Pro Wing here just to show you. Where's my Pro Wing? Yeah, or Pro Gear, I'm sorry. It's going to launch it up here. Kind of nice, tells you how much battery life is left as well. But yeah, these games run great on the system. I'll show you real quick. We'll put some coins in here with the select button. And we'll get a nice clean shot. Let me focus it there. Pretty amazing, right? Looks really good. As you can see, it's running really good. And this game is one that would have a noticeable slowdown if it wasn't running good. But it's running really nice. So anyway, those are your two kind of basic, you know, what I would recommend for you to get. And here's your normal card. If you want to play retro gaming on the go for cheap, pick yourself up one of these. These are the PSP 2000 and the PSP GO. They run so much cool stuff. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. We are almost to 1,000 as of this video. I'm super excited. I'm going to start working on that thank you 1,000 subscriber video pretty soon. But from now on till later, I will see you again. And this is the Rival Boss signing off. Thanks, guys.